From just outside the Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, this is TarHeelIllustrated.com. I'm THI staff writer Jacob Turner, and alongside me, as he often is, THI publisher Andrew Jones. Andrew, this video, we're going to be talking about the effects of the coronavirus on the UNC basketball program. Right now, obviously, it's the off-season now. Carolina losing to Syracuse last week in the ACC tournament, their season coming to an end, and really all sports across the country all across the world, I should say, coming into an end because of the coronavirus. AJ, first thing let's talk about is Garrison Brooks. Obviously, Garrison Brooks having a big season this year. A lot of guys talking about him potentially testing the waters. I think at this point, it'd be kind of stupid for him not to. When you think about how well he's been, you might as well. You don't just because you test the waters doesn't mean you have to go. Exactly. But big but on this now. We don't even know if that combine is even going to happen at this point. Obviously, you talked about it kind of off camera. NBA scouts have seen him play in person plenty of times this season. It's not like they don't know what he kind of brings to the table. You can see it on film as well. Obviously, Garrison Brooks having a really good season for the Tar Heels this year, getting a lot of All-ACC accolades, most improved player. But with the effects of this coronavirus, we don't know if Garrison Brooks is even going to have that opportunity, which in a lot of ways, even if he didn't want to, it has no intentions of leaving at all. Still a bummer for him on a personal level because it only makes you a better player and kind of gives you a little more perspective on what you need to improve for him going into next season when he is a senior and will have to leave.
Scouts were at every road game. I don't usually look at the seating for home games. I'm in a different routine at home than I am on the road a little bit. And on the road, because of where they put visiting media, they often put us next to or near scouts. There were scouts sitting around us at Tallahassee, in Las Vegas, in Syracuse. I sat next to a scout from the Thunder at Syracuse. And I talked to a lot of these different guys at times about Cole, but I never really talked to them about Garrison. But they know what Garrison can do. They've watched him. They've seen his game develop. They track all these guys, certainly guys that play at Carolina. If you play at Carolina or Duke or Kentucky or Kansas, your game can't hide.
No, absolutely not.
They know what they need to know about you. They want to see in person, and they will see in person at times eventually because they're going to watch other guys too. So it's a worthwhile trip for a scout to watch North Carolina play because there's a lot of dudes that want to look at it. So the league knows what Garrison can do right now. I think the difference is seeing him in person. I think Garrison would help himself in person because I think he would interview well. He's a comfortable person to be around. They would get a better understanding of his knowledge of the game. He's a coach's son, and he knows the game like a coach's son would know. And he's extremely articulate about the nuances of the game of basketball. Those things would all help him. So if there is no combine, if he were to test the water, and let's say for the sake of discussion, let's say he was thinking about, well, maybe I'll go. I think that process, the working out for teams and their facilities and getting to shake their hands and know them, I think that would help him. But in the end, the belief that I've been told by people around here is that they believe he would be back anyway, but he would still get a tremendous amount out of that process. Justin Jackson got a ton out of the testing water process.
See how much better his game
Garrison would get the same thing because they're honest with you. Honesty can be cruel to some when you're receiving it, but it's an amazingly beautiful thing because a lot of people sometimes have a tough time being totally honest with themselves. I think Garrison's probably a good self-evaluator.
I think he is too.
And he's got his dad that helps him, but when you hear it from the league, that's a different thing. And he's probably not going to have that opportunity now. So, unfortunately for him, Roy can give him feedback, and Roy's very honest with these kids too, so at least he has that. But the fact that Garrison can't test the waters, I feel bad for him. And whoever else would have wanted to, I think he probably would have been the only one.
Yeah, I think probably,
So, unfortunately, that's not going to happen for him, but he'll still be okay, and he'll be a senior here, and he'll be really, really good next year. A first-team All-ACC kind of guy, and the anchor and face of what could be a pretty good team.
Yeah, another effect on this coronavirus thing with sports pretty much being shut down everywhere is, Carolina has a big off-season pickup program out here where they just tons of returning former players come here and play pickup. Obviously, we don't know the effects of that. Also, on the medical front, healing. A lot of these guys have suffered a lot of injuries during the season. I guess in some ways, obviously they get a break at the end of the season, maybe stepping away for maybe they'll give them a little extra time to step away from the game a little bit. But we don't know how long this is going to go on. We don't know how long, gatherings are going to, of what is it, over 10 people or something at this point. There's so many numbers being thrown around, I can't even keep up with it now. So I'm assuming pickup's not going to go around until everything clears up. I don't think that can happen.
I don't think anybody's watching to see how many guys are
I guess
it
could. Yeah.
The Dean Dome's closed right now, but I would imagine they have access to the practice facility.
For sure. But you look at that, and you look at the healing aspect of it, you look at the big pickup that they have. We don't really know the effects of what that's going to have on that. So it's going to be interesting to see how those things unfold. But obviously, it's just a weird time we're in right now.
It depends, obviously, how long this drags out.
Yeah, we don't know.
Right now, and we don't even know specifically what they can do around here.
No, we have no clue.
The ACC said no formal gatherings. That doesn't mean you can't have informal ones.
No, exactly.
You know, we've spent time here this week over at the football facility. I haven't seen an athlete.
No, I haven't seen anybody.
Now, I did see some field hockey players, and they're not even in field hockey season.
I don't think so.
That's in the fall.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, but they're still practicing and warming. I guess that the players can be at their own volition, but this would be a week off anyway for them.
Yeah,
the season ends, the guys, you know, they got to unplug, you got to disconnect, you got to get healthy. But the healthy aspect, I'm sure that Doug Halverson would want to have regular meetings with these kids because they're a walking mash unit. I know they looked intact for the most part in Greensboro, but they were all still banged up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they need to be attended to. So we don't really know the specifics about all that. We'll try to get some information, and when we have it, it'll be on TarHeelIllustrated.com. But this does throw that process a little. I mean, Leakey needs to work on his game.
Yeah.
How is he going to be able to work on his game if there's a limit to that process? Garrison Brooks, we were just talking about, he needs to as well. Armando Bacot said a ton of the right stuff. I mean,
after this,
his interview, go check it out on our YouTube channel. It's still all over our boards. It was a great interview after the Syracuse game. Here's a guy that I kept telling you guys back in November. For him, the process was about maturing. And as he matured, his game would mature.
Oh, yeah.
Because he would like the dots would start to connect. And I think the awareness, the recognition, a lot of things occurred for him late in the season. And I figured that he would have gotten off to a great start to the offseason early in the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
And if you think about that window from the end of March to next November, how much, or let's say late September when practice starts, how much he would have been able to improve. He could still improve.
Oh, yeah.
But how much is that process diminished or slowed because of what they're dealing with right now? So you're right. I mean, if this thing carries in the summer, when the NBA guys are here, they won't be here.
Yeah,
so Carolina in the summer is a cool place if you're a basketball player. We don't know what it's going to be like. So it's an open-ended discussion that we're having.
Nobody really knows.
We really don't know.
We really don't know. Another effect.
But it is something that can be affected.
Oh, yeah.
Carolina fans should certainly have in their thought process as they consider what's going to be going on around here.
Yeah, another thing that should be definitely in the thought process too is recruiting.
Yeah.
Obviously, Carolina's already with the upcoming class has already got that most of that solidified. Maybe somebody else will come in. We'll see how things develop over the next couple of weeks. But recruiting as a whole, we talked about it with the football as well. It's obviously going to have effect on basketball too. Obviously, guys can't, coaches can't see guys in person. It's more about, at this point, text calls and FaceTime, which is a good thing that technology is as good as it is now because you can always communicate with people. But recruiting is definitely going to I would think, is definitely going to be affected in some way because of this. To what extent, we don't necessarily know yet because we don't know how long this is going to drag out. I mean, for all we know, it could be over in 2 weeks, it could be over in 2 months, it could be over in 3 months. Who knows?
For anybody in the class of 2020, if they have 5 signed, they're going to get a 6th.
Yeah.
Because the point guard here is leaving.
Yeah,
okay?
I would think,
And our understanding is that another spot probably opening up as well. So they bring in a 6th freshman. The 2 that we know that they've kind of zeroed their focus in on Zaire Williams and Kieran. Well, they've already met with them much times. They've been here. There's nothing new.
That's not really going to affect them too much.
Let's say this process drags on for 2 months. I think they'll get their 6th guy during that process. Where they're going to be affected, in my opinion, is with the grad transfers. Remember last year, Roy didn't see Christian Keeling play in person before he accepted his commitment. Now, he had connections to Charleston Southern, the coach there, saw a ton of film, and Roy was on vacation in Charleston with his family and drove over to Charleston Southern.
Good story.
And met with Christian, got to know him some. And he really said, look, I like this game. I just want to know if I liked him.
Yeah, I liked him as a person.
And if you've ever been around Christian Keeling for a minute and 30 seconds, you know that he's a likable guy. You're going to like him. So I'm sure Roy felt really comfortable immediately.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He can't have that meeting right now, even with the grad transfers. Let's say they go after a grad transfer. If there's a 7th spot that opens up and they want an older guy, because you don't want to bring in 7 freshmen, someone that could shoot. They can't meet with him. You can't bring him here. You can't go see him work out. You can't go shake his hand at a McDonald's in a parking lot. Just one to get your vibe.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Can't do that anymore.
So it hurts the kids who want a grad transfer more than it hurts the programs.
I think so too, yeah.
Because the programs have the benefit of what other coaches say, and film, and track record, stats. What have they done? The kids, they know what the programs are, but they're entrusting themselves into somebody for a year. And you can't gauge that watching Roy scream and yell during the game on the bench, or watching other coaches do what they do. You could talk to players and that kind of thing, text them, but it actually hurts the grad transfers more than the programs.
For sure.
But if this program is going to go get a grad transfer, and we're not saying that they are, we're just saying if they are.
If they are, yeah.
Then that's where recruiting will be affected more so. But if it comes down to Kerwin Walton, Zaire Williams, there's not anything really new that they're going to learn about Roy or Carolina. If they end up popping, they end up popping, whether there's coronavirus or not.
Yep. I keep saying it, but it's just crazy times we're living in right now, and I can't even. It's never happened to anybody really that's alive right now has never experienced anything like this. It's gonna be crazy to see how things develop over the next couple months and a couple weeks, but obviously we'll have plenty of stuff coming over here at THIillustrated.com. The world may be stopping, but THI is not. We keep going 24/7. So.
What else am I going to do?
Yeah.
I got my wife. She can only take so much of me.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my daughter. She only, I can only do so much slime and Roblox and that kind of thing. And now with all the kids home in the neighborhood all the time, she's out playing.
She's having a great time.
AJ's got to do something. I don't have the Orioles to watch lose, right? Throw in the lose thing. And by the way, I was on Matt Hatfield's radio show the other night in Virginia, and he knows I'm an Orioles fan, likes to rib me a little bit about it. They're not going to lose 100 games this year.
No.
So
that's a positive.
The one positive.
That's a positive, yeah. I've been Jacob Turner. He's been Andrew Jones. As always, guys, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.